All right, welcome to No Cap episode 2. I got my boy Dolcetto here, so we are doing another show. It's just me and you, man. It's no one else, just buddies. We just want to chit chat a little bit and touch tips, all that. But no, we're actually trying to bring a little game too, and we will talk about Australia GP and the bets and stuff like that this weekend, of course. All things F1, so no IndyCar, no nothing. How are you doing, Doe?
Good. I'm all right. I'm excited. Round one is right here now, and it's tomorrow at this time we're gonna be watching FP1. I'm gonna have
24 hours
free Thursday money, whatever we call it. Free money.
I call it.
Thursdays.
I did call it that on the last pod. I did say for the next 3 races, it's free money Thursday, even though technically it should be Friday. Thursday, so free money Thursday. I do have some free practice bets that I also made. We can get into that later.
Yeah. It's good. I'm excited for the race. I unfortunately might have to watch it on a recording because my wife decided that she wants to go out to downtown Saturday night for some dinner and drinks. And I'm like, God damn it, we gotta be home by 11 o'clock. And she's like,
well, no, it's 12 o'clock.
After.
It's 12 o'clock for you guys, I think.
No, it's 11 p.m. Eastern.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, it's 11 p.m., yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 11. Oh.
It won't.
Look at that,
Back
I'm
in
wrong.
the day, used to be 1 a.m. Then
You're right, it is 10.
It went to midnight. Last year was midnight, and now it's 11, which I don't mind. I prefer to not stay until 1 a.m. for a race until 3, so. But I'm going to be watching it, so I'm excited.
I have a party to go to, and I'm trying to leave early, too, so we'll see.
I know Wish he told me, and I'm always out for going out for drinks at the pub after dinner. But I'm like, we gotta get home with the Uber at 10 o'clock, so we can be home by 11.
Yeah, and there's gonna be kids at this party anyway, so we should be done by hopefully 8. Hopefully, so we'll see. We'll see.
I'm super excited though. Melbourne, it's one of my favorite tracks to watch and also play on the game whenever I get a chance to play once a year. But,
for sure,
very excited.
For sure. All right, well let's dive into it. So you have a little game that we're going to play.
So this year we're gonna have a little head-to-head. We're gonna go me against you. We're gonna pick. Every week is gonna be different. I have about 7-8 different head-to-head matchups. Mm-hmm. Each one is worth 1 point. We do a tally every round. We do a tally at the end of the year, and the loser will do something. We'll figure out what they're gonna do at the end of the year. Or maybe buy something for the winner, or do something on social media. We'll decide that later on.
Okay.
There's gonna be one of those picks is gonna be worth 2 points. Probably the most interesting kind of matchup. And with this one, we're gonna try to keep him more. I pulled all these head-to-heads from BetMGM, so you could shop around for odds. This is not more for the odds, it's more to just talk about the head-to-heads. And we're going to try to only have the close matchups. I really don't want to give you Max versus Hajar or, the minus 500s and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
So we can get going.
Let's do it.
So
I'm
I
ready.
guess the first
I
one
think.
the first one is worth 1 point. Verstappen versus Leclerc. Pretty even odds. They're both minus 118. And where are you going with this?
Well, hold on. You have that as a 2-pointer one below at the bottom.
Yeah, sorry. That was I put it on the. I apologize.
So
this is the 2-pointer.
That's a 2-pointer. Are we starting with that one?
Yes.
Oh. All right. Well,
set the stage.
Oh my God, man! I'm going Max.
Max.
Yep.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna follow you here because I really don't trust it. Even though Leclerc has done historically well here,
it's
just
it's Max.
It's Max. He's
Max.
He's probably the best, the most talented driver on the grid.
And I'm not sure if I'm fully bought into the Ferrari stuff yet. And I would rather back Max and not hate myself than back Leclerc and be like, see, you bought into the hype and something happened, whatever. I'm taking Max.
Yeah, I will follow you with this one. I know that we're going to disagree on some other ones.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yes, I will follow you on that. So you have Max, and I'm going to, to put it in here that both of us got it. Okay, so the next matchup is Hamilton versus Kimi. 1 point. Again, odds are minus 118 each at BetMGM. And where are you going with that one?
You know, I stared at that line and I was like thinking to myself, it's funny now you bring it up in the game and I'm like, well, what would I take? And I've gone back and forth. I'm going to take Kimi. I'll take Kimi. I might regret it, but I do believe he's taken a step forward. I know it's Dolcetto is right now, but I think he's taking a step forward. I think he's in the better car. I think he does better. Yes, I'll stick with it. Oh,
yeah.
God.
See, I wanted to pick him, but you know my stance.
I love Lewis too.
And I will pick Lewis here. I just
Okay.
have to, even though like I just said, I don't trust the Ferraris.
I'm trying to make it interesting too.
Yeah, and Antonelli is, like I was looking at the projections, and our boy Mac was showing me some projections that he was running on the side, and he had the Antonelli in the top 3, and I'm like, holy shit, this is.
Well,
like,
I mean, it's a lot of Mercedes hype for sure, and I don't know. I'm not bought into the Ferrari hype yet. I wanted to prove it kind of thing, and Lewis has struggled at times. So let's see. Maybe he qualifies worse than we expect. I don't know. So.
Yeah, and you never know what's going to happen during the race.
Yeah.
So it's all right. Well, we split here. Yeah. Next matchup is one of your favorite drivers, Esteban Ocon versus Bierman.
But it's hard, man.
Ocon is underdog plus 110, and Bierman is minus 155.
So am I supposed to pick and really factor in the odds, or am I just, you know what, doesn't matter? Are we adding money to this at all, or
we're adding, like, let's say like somebody's listening, they say, you know what, let's see what these guys like, and you could do both, but this is all fun. All fun.
Okay, I'm biased. I love Big Cat Ocon, but I mean, obviously, realistically, I think Behrman is a better driver, so I'm gonna take Behrman.
Agree. I 100%. I think at this point in their careers, Behrman has shown so much potential.
He's good.
And Ocon has only been going downhill. I mean, the last
Behrman will be in that Ferrari seat by 2027.
Who is he gonna replace? Lewis?
Of course.
Well, yeah, of course. Chuck is their boy.
Of course. Well, maybe you never know. Maybe Chuck leaves, goes to Aston Martin, and he slots in, and something shakes up. You never know.
There could be a lot of moves with all these older guys leaving.
Totally.
Next one, we already actually bet this, is Sergio Perez versus Bottas.
I did the season matchup, and I'm kind of afraid of that now.
Well, I actually bet it because I was going through and I saw the five place grid penalty. Currently, Bottas is the favorite, but I'm picking Perez. Like,
I will go. Yeah, I will go the opposite though, because of a lot that I've been reading, and this has been coming out for the past few weeks. Even Coulthard said, like, Bottas, he made a very good point, and the point was that Bottas had spent time in the simulator with Mercedes for the new regulation car, so that's why he's got a little bit more of a leg up, and that's why Perez has kind of been struggling to find his feet, because he's just been on vacation for the past year. So that's why, even with the 5 grid, if you expect that they both end up,
18, 19.
Let's just say Bottas ends up at 22, okay? And then we got 2 Aston Martins that are probably not going to finish the race. Now he's at 20. If Perez is just only 2 or 3 spots there,
Yeah, no, again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Part of the game.
For sure. It's fun, but I'm just, I want to give it to the listeners as
I
well.
do have real money on Perez for this matchup already, like betted, so you will see it in the Discord, but I'm picking Perez here.
Yep.
Next 1 point is Alex Albon versus Carlos Sainz.
I don't like Albon here, and maybe he does well. He's just so volatile to me, so I'm taking Sainz.
Yeah, same. I can trust Sainz.
I don't even trust Sainz. I don't even trust Sainz, but I will trust Sainz more over Albon.
I just more think of the reliability. I think Sainz is the better driver here. And last year I was on Albon most of the year in head-to-heads. but I go with Sainz as well.
Yep.
And this is one of those teams that we could talk about later for looking in from the outside. So, so here's Bortoletto versus Hulk. This is the next matchup. They're both minus 118. This is really a toss-up.
I'm going to take Bortoletto. I will take him. I'll take him.
Okay.
For fun. For fun.
I will go with Hulk. I've always liked him. There's nothing behind it. I just think that he's just a more experienced driver. I know the Bortoletto showed a lot of exciting things last season, but I'm going to go with Hulk here. Lindblad versus Lawson.
Man, this is a risky pick, but I'm taking Lindblad. It's a risky one.
The new guy, very first F1 race. Okay, you're going bold.
I'm doing it.
I'm gonna stick with Lawson. Just I've always liked him, and I think that like at this point I can't pick Lindblad yet because I haven't really seen him how he's gonna do. Sure, he could be an F2 champion. He could be all that, but I can't do it. Yeah,
valid reasons, but my biggest reason is I don't have faith in Lawson, and I think Lindblad is actually a pretty damn good driver. So we'll see.
You actually had him in the futures bet, I believe, head to head for the season.
Plus 222.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Plus 222.
Okay, and then the last one that we have here is Norris versus Piastri.
I'm gonna go Norris.
Norris.
I'm just going to do it. I want to bet Piastri, or I want to pick Piastri, I'm sorry, at his home race, but I'll just do it. I'll just do Norris.
Okay,
I'm going to do it.
All right, good. Yeah, I'm going to go the same way. I just, like we talked about this last week, there's not much to talk about the McLarens. You barely hear anything about Piastri. And Norris is the reigning champion. He's in the better car, better McLaren would say. So I will pick Norris as well. Okay, that's
cool.
That does all the picks. So to do a little recap, we both pick Max versus Leclerc. We both pick Norris versus Piastri. We pick Norris. We split on the Lawson Lindblad pick there. We also split on the Bottas Hulkenberg. We both picked Carlos Sainz to beat Albon. We split on the Perez and Bottas. We both picked Behrman to beat Ocon, and we split on Hamilton and Antonelli. So, so this is gonna be fun, and we're gonna do our next race. It's gonna be again. We want to pick the closer matchups again, as we spoke. So I'm looking, I'm excited about this little game. I've always wanted to do it for the last couple of years, and I'm glad that we're finally doing it. Okay, next part of the segment would be, who do you think is going to win the Australian GP? Hey, this is real money. You are betting. You have a bet, and you want to pick who's going to win the Aussie.
Oh, man.
Do you go with the obvious one, George Russell as the favorite? Do you go to Max as the most experienced driver? Do you go to Norris for the returning champion? Do you buy the hype of the Ferrari? What do you do here?
I've gone back and forth. My mind is now in a pretzel by it because, again, we talked about McLaren. They've been under the radar, flying under the radar. Like, if we're talking about odds and you want, like, a value play, you take one of the McLarens. I can't help but not think about Max and that Red Bull. Like, come on. He should figure it out. Like, he's typically, you can throw him in any car and he can get it done. But I am bought into this Kool-Aid with Mercedes right now, and maybe I'm just blinded by being biased and whatnot. Like, I've learned that they've been listening to for 2 years that they've been working on this car, and they seem to have something that fits right. But Russell does still kind of scare me at times. He can win races, of course, but
or he could just send it.
So I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with Russell. I know it's not sexy. It's not nothing. Call it what you want. But yeah, I'll just say Russell.
Yeah. I think we're both on the same page. I think that from what we've seen, the Mercedes is I don't want to call them the most dominant car because we haven't really seen anybody.
Well, they have a well balanced car, which is
Correct.
they're always what they're trying to go after,
Yes.
and they seem to have gotten it right. They've been looking superb through the testing. We don't know what we're going to see, but again, I think if I'm fearing for someone, it's not even Ferrari because I know they look good and all this stuff, but I fear for Max.
Max,
I think
that's the next obvious choice. I think.
Yeah.
I think Max would be if I have to
But-
to pick. I would pick Max for the odds, right?
But not
he's
even that.
Max.
If I'm looking at the odds, I think right now your value could be on McLaren being Lando, and then, but we'll see. No one knows. No one knows. So if you're out there listening and you think you got it figured out, well, then you should be a tipster with us, and we need to be
We need to be best buddies.
best buddies because no one knows. Even the engineers are saying the same exact thing. We don't even know. So.
But it's crazy. It's crazy how like there has been so much to talk about the Ferraris, the Mercedes being this, but not much really about the McLaren. So
No, they've been quiet.
this is actually going to be the first season since the 21 season that I'm really excited to watch what's going to happen because there's so much unknown.
This is the first time, even before the COVID 2022, where everything is different. Everything, the engine, the way the car is built in terms of the size, the tires, like they literally gutted everything, and that's what makes this very fun, but also scary at the same time. If you're a bettor,
If you're better, this is the scary because you really whatever happened in the past, you have to throw away kind of.
yeah,
right?
and it's fun at the same time though because I was mentioning that in the other podcast, like variants now, like books
Yes, I did
don't
hear
know
that.
too. So that's the positive in all this, that you might be able to actually find value like somewhere. There's
Yeah.
going to be something somewhere with a long shot that shouldn't have been a long shot. Maybe we don't even. Maybe you get lucky this race and you get it, but we're still going to see that variance for the next like 4 or 5 races, even throughout the season. It's going to be hard for them to adjust to, but we'll adjust to it pretty quick.
Yeah, and the other thing that I did notice is, especially with the head-to-head matchups, like if you're a bettor, I know you shop around for different books and you look at odds. Like what you just said, the books don't even know what to do yet, and you could see, like I see, like the Perez and Bottas, for example. One book has Perez as the favorite, one has him at even, one has Bottas as the favorite. So even books, I know lots of the books like steal off each other, right? They use their odds and stuff like that, but all these books are not even sure what to do. And I know they're trying to balance their books as well, but like clearly nobody knows what to expect.
No one,
so,
no one. But we have a taste because we saw some things during testing, but it's still segmented in like the top 4. Go figure, right? We're back here, the top 4, and then you have the midfield again, which is kind of shaken up because now Alpine has gotten better. Now they're no longer the worst team, at least for what we know.
Yes.
So like, we know a sort of a pecking order, but within that pecking order, it's kind of tough to know. And then we're going to see wildly different tracks over the next 4 or 5 weeks before we actually start settling in. This is for us to learn ourselves to see in a situation where the tire degradation is going to be as bad here, but it's going to be worse in the next 2 races. We're going to figure it out.
Yeah. Well, that actually gonna sway us into the next segment is the outside looking in. You did mention about there's teams that we really don't know. Is Alpine is not the worst. Are they in the middle of the pack? Are they top 4 team? Are they bottom 4 team? So what's a driver that you think that is sitting on the outside that is gonna finish in the top 10 for this race? It could be Gasly's. It could be Bortoletto's, Hulk, whomever. What's your pick for that?
I think it's going to be Behrman. I think Behrman is one guy that's going I like Komatsu and the way he's approaching things just overall with Haas. And I think they do have that opportunity, especially when it comes to figuring it out for the race and how they can make sure that they're being competitive within that midfield. And the opportunity also is, I don't think Williams is fully there yet. Obviously, it's been reported they're overweight and all these things, and it showed in the data too, because Bahrain is sector 2, which is a lot of slow speed, medium speed cornering. Their heaviness is really showing its flaws of the car, so that's going to impact them. And that makes me buy in a little bit more into Haas. But you can see Haas and Alpine kind of in the same range when we're looking at testing. So I do think Behrman is the one that I could see coming in into the top 10. I don't believe in Cadillac. They need time, and they know it. They know it. You know, this is a learning year. That's why they got the drivers that they got, is to try to make sure that they find progress throughout the year. And then obviously we know a lot about Aston Martin. That's failure to begin with. So you've already removed 2 teams now.
Racing Bulls, I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking even at the odds and stuff, and you could clearly see that, you know, like the Haas is probably the top, the best of the top 4 teams, right? Just based on odds.
and they're and I think
and Alpine is there. Alpine is creeping up,
and the books have adjusted to Alpine too, right? Like they adjusted to them. All right. So yeah, next segment, bets that are made.
You're gonna start because I know you were really excited to talk about that.
Yeah, I do have a lot. Well, let's start with free practice 1. And this was also discussed on the betting preview podcast too. If you want to give it a listen, me and Renegade go through our 2026 first betting preview for F1, which was fun. Always love talking with Renegade about that stuff. So I did Norris. I did Norris at 11-1 to win. Only reason why is just because his odds to where they were, he may not win. But compared to the others, again, we talked at length about McLaren being sneaky, whatever you want to call it. 11-1 was a pretty good number that you can take. And if you have live betting odds, you could always wait and validate that. I just don't have access to live betting for free practice anymore, unfortunately. So I just said I'm going to do it very small, beer money, you know, just throw it in there, $10 if you want, whatever you want. But I did do Leclerc top 3. There are places that have it plus 110, but I only had even money. And it just goes back to he's just an FP merchant. Again, give it a listen on the podcast and the previous one. And then margin over 0.2. I did this just because I felt like FP1, especially in this situation, where one, at Australia, very likely you can always go past 0.2, you know, as we're starting to get through the evolution. And they're new cars, right? Like, there's going to be a lot of testing happening in the first hour of this whole thing. So that bodes well, I think, for the margin to be over. It was favorable odds, too, at plus 162, 2.62. So I think that if you're able to find it at 0.2 over, I think it's worth taking on that those odds for a margin. So I don't think that was it. Yeah.
Do you expect with this being the first FP1, do you expect to see a lot of the top teams just to not even, you know, just to go out there and just keep just trying to tweak the car as much as possible, like versus trying to get the most optimal time, whatever, you know, like should we see a bottom team come up in the top
for
6?
Sure. I think it's definitely worth it. I don't expect like a Cadillac to be that team, right? But like, look at some. That's why I was saying
Haas,
like Norris. That example is Norris. Like, you know, you're pricing, you know, Leclerc and Max at like 3-1, 4-1, whatever it is to win the session, and Russell is like 2-1. Well, why is Norris 11-1? You know, that's the opportunity of the variance here that I'm taking on, and for all intents and purposes, one of those are worth the 3-1, but it's not worth it to me in free practice. They're all going to be learning. They're all going to be trying to adjust. They're going to have this car finally at a completely new track. It's a street circuit technically. It's a totally different surface, totally different elements than what you're dealing with Bahrain. And then it was cold when they did the initial testing at what's called in Spain. So completely different of what we're going into. They're going to have to take the time in the first like 20 to 30 minutes. What do I need to learn?
Yeah.
And then they'll get into the quali sim, and then they're probably not going to have the engines up too. Maybe Ferrari will, but they won't. Well, we've seen that nothing really changes in their approach and how they're going to approach it. And I think I personally think they're going to be a little bit extra cautious when it comes to how much they're going to be pushing the engine, because the reliability, they want to make sure they stay reliable, because this is a new engine, new everything. So that's why I kind of like the over, because you might see that over 0.2 actually hit, just because maybe there's one guy that goes out last on a flyer and he takes it over, or they just all spread out with their margins just because they're really taking the time to learn.
Yeah, no, it's I know you guys are the kings of FP betting, and Jens is one of those guys who bets. He has a lot of following, and he's really good at it too.
He has a lot, yeah. He always has it.
But you know, there's the one thing that we always talk: when you see a Mac Free Money Friday, you just automatically bet. Don't even look at it; just bet it.
Do it.
Just close the book and then just go back and open it later on.
Yeah, no, this is a fun, like you said, it's a fun time. We don't know, and we get an opportunity, but there's still some things we're taking into account, like the Leclerc top 3. Like, yes, he just always does well here. We've got a decent car. I think he has a decent shot for. I think it's justified, as I put it on my on X, that top 3 is justified at even money.
Yeah, and the other thing is that that you won't get Norris 11-1 odds again. I think the rest of the year.
No,
this might be your only chance.
If he gets in the top 3, then those 11-1 is gone, and you're going to see like 6-1 or less.
Yeah, no, that's exciting. And what about race? I don't have anything for FP1. I'm not a big I just stay on FP1 bets and FP2s, but
I'll save one of the race bets that we did for you to speak on. But yeah, I took this a while ago. I took Russell top 3 at -155. A long time ago. This was during the hype, and I thought just in general, it was real. Like, we knew what was happening with the Mercedes engine, so I said, yeah, let's just take this now. So I think it's still hanging around there at some places below minus. I think MGM is now up to -225 or something. But if you find it at like -165, definitely take it. I think it's definitely worth that value, or you can wait. So yeah, and I took, which is no longer available, Bottas over Alonso. Obviously,
with the news,
the news. I don't know why MGM thought it was a good idea to put any Alonso matchups up, but I was like, are you kidding me? So that was a no-brainer for me, and it just goes back to they may not even do more than 25 laps now. That's being reported as of a couple hours ago.
Yeah, I've seen people in the Discord posting matchups, and I'm like, man, there's a lot of donkey books out there that are just like posting Aston Martin. I'm like, man, how do I get my hands to those?
I did get on that. I think they removed them since, but there was first retirement. First retirement. It's gone. I don't even think those are locks, by the way, because some chaos can happen in the first turn. Someone retires, you've lost your bet. But still, I had to do it. Was able to get on Alonso and Stroll at like 450 and basically 4-1.
It was close, yeah.
Yeah, and then
but
both.
There are still books open that give you the opportunity to do a classified number of cars for Aston Martin, and you do 0, and it's like plus 240. I think it's what was on DraftKings earlier on this evening. So
is it still there?
I thought it was there. I could check it right now.
No, I'll get there. But what do you have? I'll take a look.
Well, I have, like the one that we talked about was Paris over Bottas. We kind of touched base with it, earlier with with the 5 grid penalty. I do trust Paris more than Bottas, but new car. I expect the car to be the same for both. Yes, they both are very experienced drivers. I do agree, like with you, that like Bottas has been more involved since Paris has not been for the last year, right? With Bottas being in F1 last year as a as part of the teams and stuff, not as a driver, but the one that I really liked, and Jens mentioned it earlier in the weekend when they released those odds, was over 17.5 classified drivers at plus, it was 240, so it's plus 140 American odds, and I like it. I mean, we're asking for 5 guys to not finish the race. Yes, we could get 2 with Austin Martins, right? But then we're hoping for lots of issues. The first race, like you said, there's new teams. I'm worried about it because you have 2 brand new Cadillac. We don't know how they're gonna handle F1. One accident can cause 2-3 guys to go like right away, but I can't count on that, right? We can't just say, oh, an accident is gonna happen. And we see a lot more reliability from these cars. I mean, how many races last year we saw 19, 20 guys, finish a race?
Yep.
At least 4 or 5 of them. So reliability is there, and this is a very open track as well. I know it's a street race, not the typical street races they call, as we have like Baku or Monaco. But I like 17.5, and I think it's still out there. It could have moved to 18.5 now, though. I placed it yesterday.
Yeah, we talked about it. Renegade and I, we surfed all the books live on our podcast. So again, go take a listen if you want to. And we talked about, and I told him about that, like as we were surfing on, because we always go to classified. It's always something I'm always looking at. And I told him, listen, if I can find over 17.5, I'm taking that on, even though I know that Aston Martin, both of them are going to be not to classify. It's still worth taking that on if it's at a specific odds. And then someone in our Discord posted, "Oh my God, MGM has it at plus 140," and I was like, "We got to get on that now, on it right now," and we did. So again, another reason why to be in the Discord, listen to the podcast, and if you get into the Discord, you get up to minute stuff like that. And now we do have a premium, so. It's
even a lot more stuff is coming up. We're working on a lot of interesting projects and data analysis. So I'm very excited about the future of the Discord. I mean, this is year 4 for us now, being active,
4 years.
And this is every year we take a step up and up and up.
I mean, it started with just 6 of us, and then it turned into
talking smack all day.
We're almost we're there. We're close to like 2,000 or whatever people, and I'm like, wow.
But yeah, like that's the work we're trying to put in here. Is
the purpose of this is to try to get up to the minute. So we have bots now that are linked to specific accounts that we know that are reliable sources. That you can get up to minute like news about
live data and stuff.
FIA documents are automatically posted as soon as they generate, like within the minute. And then we are looking at trying to improve on the data in terms of like getting betting odds or whatever else that we can do. So definitely going to be more to expand on.
Yeah, and also the other aspect is F1. The fantasy. With Grid Rivals, the league is growing every year, and it's very competitive. It's fun. So if you are looking to get in, make sure you hit up Grid Rivals. They're they have a super nice, user-friendly interface. It's amazing. So if you're not in it, you're missing out. So, I'm excited. This was round 1, Australia. So I hope we come out with some good wins, and I'll keep you updated on our little.
I can't wait to see how it turns out next week. Actually, now I'm like, oh god, it's probably going to be a disaster. I'm going to lose all of them.
It's good. Hey, but this is the fun of it, Like, you know what? We're gonna have a perfect week, and we're gonna be like, oh my god, if we bet this, like, we'll be so rich. But
I'm going to be so mad if we do. If I'm like streaking and like what the hell? I'm not even like backing these.
And then
and
you
I'm
don't
streaking.
and you don't even.
And then I back it, and then I'll start losing, of course.
You gotta go 2-8.
Yeah.
All right,
All
man.
right.
Well, I'm glad everybody is listening to us. Again, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Discord. Super excited about the season, and let's just have fun.
Yep. Let's go have some fun. All right.
Yeah.
We'll see you.
See ya.